Hey there, it's Hazy Tarot, and I'm about to do a tarot card reading for Sagittarius for the month of June. Now, I do this a little bit differently than other tarot card readers. I still deal the cards out and explain all the meanings and all of that, but I give you a chance to personalize the reading at the end by drawing a card for you and explaining to you what it means. So, if you just like the video and subscribe once you've watched it, just comment down below and ask for another card. You can say if you want it to be about your career or love or any sort of situation that you want, and I'll draw a card and explain to you what it means. So, in saying that, it's time to get on with this reading. So if it doesn't seem to resonate with you, then be sure to check out the moon signs and your rising signs. But hopefully we do get a good hand that makes sense to you. So, I'm doing it a little bit differently than last month. Still the 8 that I did last month, but then 2 more extra cards, just to make it a bit more interesting. So firstly, we've got what will be growing stronger this month, and we've got the 3 of Cups. So as we can see here, it's 3 friends jumping around merrily, having a good time. So this represents being close to people who you're emotionally in tune with. So a couple of things it can mean. Firstly, those that you're already close to and emotionally in tune with, you're going to sort of be growing even closer to them and sort of understanding each other on a deeper level. But also, other than that, people who you didn't really know who actually are very emotionally close to you, but you haven't sort of gotten close to them yet, you're going to start to become close to them on like a deeper level. So those friends of yours, hang around with them this month. Maybe people who you don't know that well, it's a good time to sort of hang around with them a bit more. Those people who you think there could be potential with. And yeah, it's a good sign. Grow those relationships stronger this month. Next, we've got a ripe opportunity this month. So, we've got the King of Wands here, which represents an adult male. And as it's a wand suit, this person's going to be fiery and passionate and sort of like confident and crazy, and just sort of, they just go along and do whatever they want, whenever they want, and just live life to the fullest. Now, obviously that comes with downsides. They sort of, since they do what they want, they can be a bit selfish and not really think of you so much, but they are like good entertainment to have around. They could be a bit much for you if you're like a very quiet person, but they are going to be there. So this is going to be an opportunity involving them. If you're a single person, then, well, a single lady or gay male or whatever, then maybe someone who is like that is going to appear in your life this month, which could be a good thing. For those of you who already know someone like this, maybe you just thought of them when I explained who it was, then it seems like they could be giving you an opportunity this month. Not necessarily to like fall for them or anything like that, but maybe they could show you like something new. Maybe they could just introduce you to someone new, or sort of help you with your work, or like help you on the way to get a promotion or anything like that. Someone like that is going to give you an opportunity this month, so keep your eye out for them. Next, we have something that will be fading this month. So we got the 2 of Wands here. As we can see, it's someone who's got the world in his hands, just sort of heading off on a journey, like a journey of his life. So it seems like you've had an opportunity maybe to travel or to sort of pursue a passion or maybe get a promotion in your work. And that opportunity is going to start to fade this month. It seems like you might have put this off actually going along with this, and you might have had the opportunity there already for a while, and you just haven't done anything about it yet. This opportunity is going to start to fade, so get in there and take it while it's there. Next, we've got a unique experience that brings insight. So we've got the 10 of Pentacles here. This is obviously the 10 of the Pentacles, like the final card of the minor cards of the Pentacles. So we can see here we've got a whole family sitting in the castle. And the story about this one is that the old man, he's owned this mansion for a long time. And so, since it's like a big mansion, it's all like flash and fancy and all that. But he's lived there for so long, he's just used to that. The thing his mansion's there for is to get is so other people can come and enjoy it, like his family. And they're all just enjoying those times there because they think it's so exciting. But for the old man, it's just nothing. He's just happy that he's got his family there because they were going to see him anyway, but like, he's glad that his place brings so much enjoyment to his family. So, since this is about a unique experience, it seems that maybe you're going to sort of see that something that you've had and that you own and just you've had for a while and you've taken for granted, you're probably going to see like how much use it could be for someone else to have this. Probably something that you've been hanging on to for a long time that you haven't gotten rid of yet, and maybe other people have told you to get rid of it. Maybe you've thought of getting rid of it, but you're just holding on to it. It's a sign that it could be used elsewhere, and there's probably going to be someone who shows up this month, someone that you already know, that maybe they'll start talking about something to do with this, and then it's just going to come to mind that you actually can help them out by sort of passing whatever you had on to the next person who can actually make use of it, because for you it's just sitting there doing nothing. But keep a lookout for that. Keep a lookout for someone who can actually make most of something that you have that's just sitting there and you don't need anymore. Use these things. There's no point really having it sitting there and doing nothing when someone else can use it. So moving on to the first week of the month. So we got the Queen of Wands, and as a Sagittarius, that's a fire sign, and that is the wand suit. For you ladies out there, this card's representing you. So you've got this is a sign that's first week you need to really focus on yourself and sort of use all of the strengths that you have, all the character traits that embody sort of the Queen of Wands, which is like your confidence, and like this King of Wands I said before, you got the confidence, you got caring for kids, you've sort of got just the ability to just go out there and not worry about what other people think and just go with it. If you don't feel confident or like a person who can just do whatever they want and just not worry about things all the time, then it's saying that first week you have to work on those abilities. You have to just sort of pretend, just fake it, pretend you're like really confident and don't care what people think, and just go with it and see what it's like, because doing that will just give you the experience to actually end up doing it one day. Just soon, if you do keep doing that, it'll just become automatic for you, and you will be that confident person that everyone wants to be. But for those of you who are already like that, just keep going with it. With being like that, it can sort of be a bit too much for people sometimes. So if you do sort of notice that maybe for those of you who are really outgoing, it's sort of taking spotlight off other people a bit too much, then sort of take notice of that and sort of maybe try and tone it down and make sort of everyone become a part of like situations that you might be taking over. So for the guys out there, this represents a female in your life, adult female, and who I just described. They're confident, they're out there, they're just super outgoing, they're crazy, they just do whatever they want and not really think about the consequences. Someone like that is going to be playing a big part in your life for that first week. Could be someone you know already, could be someone you haven't met yet, but keep an eye out for them because they could shake things up a little bit, we should say. So, second week, we got King of Cups. So this represents the adult male. It's going to be playing a part in the life. It's someone who, as the Cups suit, it's sort of someone who is more emotional type. They can be a bit sensitive, but with that sensitivity comes a lot of caring. Those people who, their friends and their family, they mean a lot to this person, and they're going to do whatever just to make sure that they are okay and they're fine. So this is a caring, maybe emotional type person, but in saying that, they are the type who can get control over their emotions. Sometimes they have trouble sort of controlling themselves, but a lot of the time they do manage to get over it, and they sort of like distance themselves a little bit to try and get over it. Sometimes they'll tell the feelings, but a lot of the time they just sort of feel like they might be a burden, so they sort of distance themselves from that. So that person's going to be playing a big part in your life in the second week. They could need your help. you could need help from them, or you could just be interacting with them a lot. But second week, it's going to be someone like that there. So, third week, we've got the Seven of Wands. Now, as we can see here, we've got the guy, he's got the high ground in a fight against 6 other people. So, it seems like this person is going to get ganged up on about something. Now, the high ground represents the fact that this person is actually correct in this situation. They're doing the right thing, but they're still getting picked on anyway. It's not really fair, but that's what's happening. Maybe these other people are misinformed. Maybe they just don't like you, or maybe they just disagree. And yeah, you might get ganged up on in that third week a little bit, but you're right, so stand your ground. If you're a person who has trouble sort of with confrontation, then that third week is a sign that you need to work on that skill. Just confront it. Don't worry about... If it's really serious, then obviously don't go confronting it in case something happens. But if you're just sort of scared and you know there's nothing bad going to be happening, then confront and see what's going on there. So moving on to the fourth week, we got the Three of Wands. So, what did we look at back here? This opportunity back in this third week that you hadn't taken yet, but was starting to fade out. This is a sign that if you take it, then it's going to start moving along how you wanted it to move along by that fourth week. So as we can, since this is the third card, this is the second card, we see you actually sort of started to commit to it enough that you're at the point where you can start to get really good results if you go through with it. So you start to commit to it with this card, and this is a card where you've sort of gone on with it for a bit, but you're getting to the point of no return where you've got to fully 100% commit. If you do, there's a journey ahead of you. If you're sort of having a feeling where it's not the right thing to go along with it, you can still pull out. So just remember, if something's not right, then pull out. But if something's going well, then go for it 100% ahead. So, relationship-wise, this is one of the new cards. I'll just have a quick drink because my throat's getting dry. We've got a Page of Pentacles here. So, for those of you who are in a relationship, this can represent a child, not sort of getting pregnant. This is like a child that for those of you who have had children already, it seems that this child is going to require attention from both partners in the relationship if they're both available. This is a kid who is very mature for their age. They're probably not the most fun kid. The other kids probably, they might have a bit of trouble getting on with kids sometimes, but they're the type who sort of enjoys doing grown-up hobbies and hobbies for kids that are older than them. And yeah, someone who's quite mature for a kid, although of course they're still a kid, so they're gonna still act like a kid. But one who's a bit more mature, they're gonna play a part in the relationship. They could be distracting you a little bit, but they could also need a bit of attention. It can also be a sign that part of the life is... Okay, so pentacles represent sort of your day-to-day life, and so they can represent sort of your health in day-to-day life, or your money-making day-to-day life, or sort of just household chores and stuff like that. The page represents one of those things, so the health, it's the wealth, or the chores, or something like that. The page represents the fact that one of these are underdeveloped, and it's sort of interfering with your relationship. So maybe someone's health is interfering with the relationship. Maybe someone's not taking care of themselves enough, and that's sort of getting in the way of the relationship. Or it could just be sort of the work situation is sort of getting in the way of the relationship. So it's a sign to sort of build the relationship, you've got to fix one of those things. Whether it's concentrate on some health, concentrate on really the job situations a bit more, and sort of that will help sort of strengthen the relationship like that. For the single people, it's sort of the same. Obviously there's no one there that's going to... saying that sounds so Like you're alone, doesn't it? Okay, okay, the things that are holding you back from not getting a relationship is going to be one of your day-to-day health things or wealth things. Probably not just your health, but maybe like your fitness and sort of your looks and taking care of yourself, like health-wise like that. You could work on that more, like concentrate on working out and just eating well and stuff like that. And also making the money factor. Maybe like concentrating on work a bit more will sort of take your mind off other things that sort of like, if you're worried about being alone, like actually concentrating on work, and that might just sort of make you feel a bit more confident in yourself that you're not going to be worried about being alone or anything like that. So think about that. That should help with your love life a bit. Work-wise, we got the Justice card. So this means that something fair is going to happen for you. It's pretty much, this can represent some type of legal issue, which could show up. Maybe you're the one who's going to start the legal issue. Maybe someone's going to go for it against you, but this doesn't always represent the legal issue. I think of it more as sort of balance and fairness. So if you've been being treated unfairly at work or when trying to get a job or anything like that, then this is a sign that things are going to start to go your way again, and is going to actually help you in that fact. But if you're someone at work who has been treating other people unfairly, then there's a chance that this could come back on you and not be a good thing like that. So if you have sort of been unfair to people at work a little bit, then this is a sign to actually start being nice to everybody who you haven't been nice to, because it's going to come back to you in the end. And justice is all about balance and equality, and yeah, you should be playing fair. Obviously it's up to you whether you want to follow that or not, but it's a sign of fairness in the workplace. So if you go with that strength, then it should help you out. So that's the reading for that month done. If you want your own card to make this more personalized, just like the video and subscribe, and just comment down below asking for it. I'll get back to you and tell me if you want to speak out love or career or whatever situation, and I'll relate it to that. So I hope that was relevant to you. And thanks for watching.